Altea seafront is a mosaic of disparate and problematic places. A surface car park that cuts off the continuity of the beach and the promenade. Streets full of cars that acoustically contaminate and hinder pedestrian flow. A bike path that impairs access to bar and restaurant terraces. In opposition to this, the strategy proposes to intervene from the beginning in the seafront promenade by means of a new characteristic profile that improves and enhances the direct relationship between city and sea on the one hand, and that establishes a clear delimitation of the different uses on the other hand. Along the promenade, we find 5 strategic points where 5 architectural installations are located. These activate the public space through ludic condition and educate citizens through the visualization of issues related to sustainability. And why are they 5? Because 5 are the historical axes of natural downhill to the sea on which the strategy proposes to intervene, and each of them enhances a characteristic feature of Altea's identity: sound, flavour, light, water and air. Who designs and who programs these axes and the interventions in these spaces? Well, the people from Altea, its great intangible heritage that historically has been manifested mainly through 4 cultures. The maritime culture, with a history linked to the sea as a source of livelihood thanks to the fishing gear and as a place for leisure and enjoyment related to tourists and sports activities. The agricultural culture, with a past deeply rooted to irrigated agriculture and that is still present in the numerous public urban gardens and hundreds of hectares of productive orchard within the municipality. The musical culture. To 2 centenary musical societies are added the Professional Conservatory, the Auditorium, as well as different musical activities throughout the year. The artistic culture, portrayed at the beginning of the 20th century by Valencian painters, Altea has become the residence of famous artists. This heritage continues in the high quality of art galleries, studios and ateliers, exhibition spaces, craft shows, foundations, museums, as well as in the Faculty of Fine Arts. Thus, through the participation of the great promoters of these 4 cultures and educational centres, associations, individuals, etc., not only the design of interventions in these streets will be proposed, but also the programming of events. The main goal: to lead the citizenship to meet again in these places of descent to the sea, reinforcing its sense of belonging and its identity. But, above all, to recover the experience of a mental connection between the historical Altea above and the Altea posterior of the coast, whose separation was tragically marked by the layout of the national highway and the railway line. In this way, citizens will not only celebrate the gathering in these places, but will participate in its creation. And, more importantly, their return to the seafront will be facilitated. That's the point. However, all interventions will be temporary as an urban laboratory. The success or failure of these helps to improve the long-term strategy and determine with greater certainty more permanent interventions. In parallel, the strategy proposes the progressive intervention in 2 strips that run parallel to the sea and that characterize Altea's urban morphology through renaturalization by introducing native species along the train corridor, space for the union of the 2 Alteas, creating a continuity between existing agricultural uses, and improvement to the pedestrian uses and quality of the public space in the commercial axis within the urban core. And for this, the strategy proposes 3 possible future scenarios that depend on the presence and destiny of the national highway and the liberalization of the AP7 toll highway in the medium and long term, to which it responds in 7 interchangeable phases, yet the remodeling of the seafront promenade would always begin in the very first phase. Therefore, each and every one of the actions proposed by the strategy involve not only an improvement in the city, but, above all, an opportunity to strengthen its relationship with its new seafront, which will promote the environmental balance, the social inclusion, and the economic growth through limitation of car access, improvement of accessibility to the sea, continuity and generosity of pedestrian spaces, integration of the bike path, introduction of biodiversity, appearance of new businesses enhanced by the quality of public space, and development of a citizen management program for its facilities. As a consequence, this sustainable strategy for Altea seafront is aligned with its structural master plan by responding to 4 of its objectives: the consolidation of the facility axis and the accessible connection between the 2 Alteas, and the continuity of maritime uses and the green infrastructure in the Bay of Altea. And all this making Altea join in the same equation each and every one of its great values.